I choose a simple way not to find a challenge. Because of that, I'm not going to start with yellow and the white color here. I start from top, then we will come down. And I think that would be easier to go like that. So we choose this color, purple, cobalt blue, rosy color, a tiny bit white. We don't need a lot white, just a bit, and light blue color. So I prefer to premix some of them. If you see, it's a little bit darker here on the bottom of each cloud. So take my purple, add a little bit blue, just a bit. I prefer to premix little by little and see what happens. I don't want to see huge change. But I premix my color because I have this color. If you already have darker purple, you don't need to premix anything. Just use the darker purple you have. So this is good color, I think would be okay. Like that. And when we move the up on each cloud, it's a little bit reddish rosy. So I use this purple as well. I take a little bit of purple with rose color. Because my purple is something in between. Not really reddish, not really bluey. It's half blue, half red. So if I want to move it like this kind of reddish color, I need to add a little bit more rose into that. Again, we have already rose color. Bring it here a tiny bit white, make rosy toward the lighter tone, which is something like that pinky tone. These are good for our cloud. And the amount, it depends on the size, so maybe I need to premix more. And then pure blue color we have. Choose a bigger size of brush, which is easier to work the whole surface. And then I'm going to start with pure blue color because the whole sky is more blue. And then the cloud come and cover it. Just the blue start, adding on your canvas or any surface you work with. And I prefer to use heavy paint. Heavy paint, I mean like that. Take heavy paint and cover the surface because it gives you more time to be wet, and you can easily bring another color on top, and you're so relaxed you can let the other color, like a cloudy color, come and blend with the sky color very well, especially for the right side, which is more cloudy. It's better to be a little bit heavy in blue. So I'm not finished the sky. I just try to add the blue on half a page like that. And then I'm going to start with purple. So I start with this darker tone, take some. Like a curvy shape, I try to add some shape on it. And it's already made on the bottom of cloud, each cloud. And even when the blue is wet, they can mix together and give us a nice and clean blending. So little by little, I choose section by section. I'm not going to use a lots of space because I know that it's draw so fast. Then on top, you can take the other paint, which is lighter reddish purple, and bring it. Try to let it mix a little bit with blue would be okay. Try to add the curve shape on your brush stroke to make the cloud. And it's already blend into the blue color of sky. And there is no separation line create because they both wet and they can mix inside each other. and start flatly cover this part. Even you can use a texture, it's okay, but I keep the texture for the snow. But even if you like to have the mountain with texture, please take heavy paint and cover it. Even if you don't like to use this dark color everywhere, just randomly add somewhere and then keep your canvas be white in the other part. And I'm going to add the edges as well. Then we need to wait, get draw for the snow on top. I take white a little bit, tiny bit yellow. I would like to have lemon yellow so it's more lighter for around the sun. I keep it aside. And then with the clean brush, I'm going to add the pure white color, first of all, here. Pure white color, take some, exactly on top of the mountain. Cover it by heavy texture of white color. And don't be worried about the shape of mountain. We will fix that. Anytime we will back and work on it, we fix that. Even you can make the sun a little bit bigger and move on with this lemon yellow that you premix and bring it around the white color. But we've worked with pure paint so far. We didn't add any water, and I recommend always not to do that. But for this part, we need to add water in our brush. So I would like to have not heavy paint, really transparent. So clean the brush, add a drop of water into the palette. This is water like that. And then with lemon yellow, a little bit, I try to make it watery, diluted, hold my brush into that. Turn your hair of the brush like this. It's diluted, very watery. It looks like a watercolor. Then try to cover so smooth all this section. Again, the shape of brush stroke should be curvy. But the only difference is water base. Try to lay down the brush like that, not straight, like this. And then move your stroke very like a cloudy shape, so smooth. You see that because after when you add the water into the white yellow color, it bring the paint a little bit backward. When it get dry, it disappear more to the blue, and it's not really heavy. I would like to show you some technique with this water-based paint and make it curvy shape. So it's so smooth, blend into sky and water base. Even more drop of water if you need. Now clean the brush with napkin. Again, back to pure yellow that you add, the pure cat yellow, and bring it on top like this, on top of this section, and make it like heavy paint on top of water-based paint, like that. Again, clean it, back to lemon yellow. Disappear the edges. And a little bit I need here under this purpley, but make sure the purple should be completely dry, because if they mix together, it's not give us a good result. Again, drop of water, this lemon yellow diluted into that very gently. Try to add a little watery, really watery yellow, because it shows that it's so heavy now, but after it gets dry, it moves to the blue and go to the background. It's not really heavy, it's water-based and disappear. And then here, I think would be enough. For shadow part, it doesn't need to be really purple. It's okay if you use more blue. And then just the black, mix with this mixture and give me dark tone. So this is good for the darkness, for the shadow. And I need this one to have more. I have a purple, red color or rosy color, because this mountain is more reddish rosy, something like that. We have a lots of variety in paint, even for purple. You can have lots of different purple. So you can mix and find which one is matched with the painting. So I have this one and I have darker tone for shadow. Let me do this first and then we move on for the blue color. So with a flat brush, I'm going to use the lighter tone first. Move on shaping here. Heavy paint on the edges. I try to shape the mountain like that. You can use with a flat surface and make it more pointy or broken line. Even you can fix it by adding a little bit on top of the sky. Bring it like that. Brush stroke is the same with more broken line. We can use the blue to cover this part. Even cobalt blue, it's so sharp. We can use this darkness as well. We have already this shadow that make. We can add a little bit that as well on top, because to reduce this sharpness of cobalt. You see here, let me add again. Continue. I just added darkness here. I still cover the mountain with this shadow. Even I take some darkness of the purpley tone for this shadow as well. And now I move on with light blue. Clean the brush with napkin and then move on with light blue. I start with this part of the mountain, bring it down. Even here is neat a little bit, bring down. Most of the part is covered by the tree, so I'm not sure that we need to add some part or not. I just add a tone here to follow, but I need to cover most of this part under the tree. Straight like that. Draw one line from top to bottom as a stem, sorry, as a tree trunk. Randomly like this. And then it's smaller on top and bigger on when I move down. So I try to, with the tip, shape this cone tree. It should be so smaller on top, but when I'm going down, it gets bigger and bigger. You can shape and form the leaves. So the next part and the last part is adding the snow on top. And we have different way to add the snow. We can use just a draw brush or we can use even palette knife. And both are fine. It depends which one is more you comfortable. So I will show you both. For example, with palette knife, you can take with one side if you have, and just choose one part and then add really heavy somewhere, not a little bit less pressure, very gently touch it, and you need to keep the blacky part under this section as well. So very gently touch it like that. This is about the palette knife, but we can go with the brush as well. So let me bring the clean brush, something like that. Yep. With a clean brush and flat, I take white color like this and very gently, it's better the surface be completely dry, but even if the blacky one is a little bit wet, it's fine because make the grayish color. That's fine. And then again, you can back and add white color for as a snow. So we need to keep some part as a blacky color and adding some snow on top. I try to choose, for example, I want this part be black. I want this part be Again, I need to add a little more white. And now for trees, we need to use tip of brush, tip of flat brush. Take paint with that tip. Not same as here. I use hold the brush for here. Hold the brush is lay down my brush and try to set the snow on top of the field and landscape. But for tree trunk and branches, I use tip and then try to add some broken line like this and try to let it completely draw, then add the snow. Then you can use even curvy line. And make it shorter when you move up, or even some different part you can add. Like that. Add some stroke.